thing. Louder.
Get it right up to his mouth.
Better? Yeah, better? But I was at Steve's doing something, getting some gas or a quart of oil, or God only knows. And here comes this little pea green Mustang, about 60, 70 mile an hour. He jumps the curb, misses the pump about 2 inches. It was Van Zandt, who are you? And that's how Bruce and I met. I was, I think, either the first or the second person ever to order a beer in the Sundown Tavern. My stepmother, when she needed to talk to me, called the Sundown before she called my house. And she was right. She was right on the money with it. But Bruce Van Zandt, just a minute, Bruce Van Zandt did lots of good for this community. There's a lot of families around that don't know it or won't say much about it, but he sent my daughter went to Spain with Ruston High School. Mary Moffitt, Lord, I can't remember her name now. I know Bruce gave her $500 in her pocket to go. And I'm going to tell you, my daughter needed every dime of it. She could go through the money. Bruce married Jane, who was a sweetheart of the rodeo if there ever was one. They got married. The whole town of Ruston celebrated because she was the one person that could keep Bruce in line. And we missed both of them. Bruce was one of my teachers, or one of my friends. Or, Lord, I don't know.
When the 25th marker on the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. This marker honors the music venues and musicians of Lincoln Parish. My name, as you know, is Enoch Doyle Jeter. I, along with Enoch's Pub and Cafe in Monroe, are founders of this project. At Enoch's, we've been presenting live music from all over the world for about 46 years. Not as long as Bruce Van Zandt did, but close. Our longtime dream to honor musicians from our region became a reality in January of 2022 with the unveiling of our first marker on the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail, honoring the legendary Fred Carter Jr. in Winsboro. We have since then unveiled 23 more markers. These followed in rapid succession with a marker in Wisner for country legend Gene King, blues icons Poe Henry and Tookie in Rayville, Country Music Hall of Fame member Webb Pierce, West Monroe, Rufus Rip Wimberly in Tallulah, Bobby Bridger in Columbia, John Brown Jr. in Gilbert, the Monroe, Louisiana Civic Center Complex, Tony Joe White in Oak Grove, Mabel John in Bastrop. Mabel was the first woman signed to Motown Records. Ivory Joe Hunter at the African American Museum in Monroe, Savoy Ballroom in Monroe. Some of you might have heard of it. Savoy was a venue on the Chitlin Circuit that hosted shows by Louis Armstrong, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Billie Holiday, and many more legends. Richard Berry in Extension, Louisiana. Richard Berry wrote the original version and recorded the original version of Louie Louie. Thank you. Barry Stevens is here somewhere. He turned me on to that whole bit of information, and we made it happen. Richard Berry's daughter, Christy James, was there at that unveiling, and her husband, Dante, the son of Etta James, who Richard Berry produced and recorded with. That was quite an honor. We unveiled a marker in Jackson Parish for Jimmy Davis. My friend Christy Weeks is here somewhere. Christy made that happen. Jackson Parish Tourism Commission. Let's see. Okay, Joint Name Enoch's has a marker over there in Monroe. Doug Duffy in West Monroe, Louisiana. Doug Duffy. By the way, Doug is being inducted into the Delta Music Hall of Fame in Faraday a week from today. Tickets still available. An honor he shares with Jerry Lee Lewis, Aaron Neville, Irma Thomas, James Burton, and many others. The Twin City Jamboree marker in West Monroe. My buddy Alice Faye right here made that happen. Her dad started that whole thing, and everybody and their brother played the Twin City Jamboree. Let's see. Our old dear friend, Hoss Logan, up in Marouge. Where's Jesse? There he is, a Marouge boy. Hoss Logan, the producer and the announcer of the Louisiana Hayride, whose famous phrase was, "Elvis has left the building." I could do a lower voice, but we unveiled a marker last November for a little girl named Lainey Wilson, who some of you might have heard of. And she brought us worldwide attention, and that is absolute truth. I'm not exaggerating. People from Ireland, all over the world, saw the RFD documentary and programs. Lainey honored us with doing that there in Baskin, Louisiana. Gospel music pioneer Alton Howard in West Monroe, who worked with the Jordanaires. The Fant Ewing Coliseum on ULM campus. Pee Wee Whitaker in Newellton, the guy that led the band at Haney's Big House in Faraday, where Jerry Lee Lewis learned how to play boogie-woogie music. And we unveiled a marker. Our last one we unveiled before this was for Doc Savage up in Marion, Louisiana. Doc was a great luthier and a friend to all. Not bad for 2.5 years. Kind of psychotic, actually, to do that many of them. In the near future, we will unveil a marker for Robert Slim Finley up in Bernice. You know how to get there? That way. So y'all come to that. It's going to be a little music presentation by Slim, and going to be a lot of fun. We're also unveiling a marker for Puddler Harris and Dale Hawkins, Susie Q. Dale will be in Mangum. The venues and musicians of Washita Parish. So the names that are on here, Lincoln Parish, in our area over in Washita, there's going to be a whole lot of names you recognize, some that'll be repeated even. Joe Osborne marker in Mound, Louisiana, at the new travel center, fingers crossed. We got the promise of the Lieutenant Governor, that's happening. And I'm excited to announce today that a marker for Tim McGraw is finally in the works. We're going to get that done. And I think the Pikes fraternity is sponsoring it, so things could go awry. Go Pikes. Anyway, please keep up with the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail on our Facebook group page for future events and sharing material, photographs and everything. Please share it to us. And you can also go to hmdb.org, an international database for historical markers. Just type in Northeast Louisiana Music Trail, you'll find that stuff. Now, I know this is long-winded, but we got to do it. I have a few folks to thank. Thank you, KNOE and KTVE television stations. They're here at almost every one of our markers. They are there. We thank them. CJ Sarter and all you folks. Yeah. Cheers, big cheers to the Ruston Daily Leader and the Washita Citizen for their great newspaper articles. Thank you to the Lieutenant Governor's Office of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. We finally got in to see them and meet with them, and they are all over what we're doing. Good things are coming. Senator Jay Morris, thank you. He just got us another grant through the state. Representative Mike Eccles, Jay McCallum up in Farmerville, and other politicians who have joined our cause. They don't know me very well yet, but they joined up. No, a bunch of great guys. We love them. Thank you, Jay Curtis, Corey Crow, and all the gang at 90.3 KE. Right there. It's a wonder they talked to me, but they were the folks I thought of first to call and say, here's what we're going to do. Y'all got to help me make sure that we don't forget too many people. And we worked pretty hard on getting a list together on all this. So that is Patrick Hargan, thank you. Rick Godley, again. Bruce Gay, thank you. Come on up here. Peace Louisiana Music Trail. It started, like I said, with a tribute to Judge McGee and Sundown Tavern, but grew from there. The marker now has even more meaning, as we have already said, with the recent passing of Bruce Van Zandt. Again, there'll be a memorial here October 4th. We didn't mean to take away any of the fire. We, his family, friends, and fellow hooligans would like to dedicate this day and this marker to Bruce Van Zandt. And now I'll share the text of the marker with you. All right, it says here on the page. You can read it for yourself, but this is the normal that we do. Side A or B, depending on which side you're standing on, honors Lincoln Parish music venues. Sundown Tavern, Dixie Theater, Lurleen's Spot. DK turned me onto that. Grandmother's place? Yep, a joint here in town, one of the great joints. Railroad Park venue, Ravs, Grambling University Stadium and Auditorium, Trenton Street Cafe, the Doghouse, Chicken Ranch, you can yell, Chicken Ranch Records, KLPI, KRUS, and KXKZ Roadhouse radio stations. Here's a big one, Eddie Haymaker's Guitar Store. Louisiana Tech University, Howard Auditorium and Memorial Gym. Charlie, did we get thrown out of there? Maybe at the Jerry Jeff Walker show where he got thrown out? What a great place. My God, what great memories there. The Rendezvous Lounge. Monty and Bruce Gay were telling me they used to sneak in there out in Grambling. Americana Studios, which has quite a history, whichever side you're on. They're both in English. Honors Lincoln Parish musicians. Judge McGee, D.K. Harrell. Judge McGee, you can holler. Charlie Lewis with the judge and jury. Joe Woods and the Wildwood Express. Monty Russell. Bruce Gay, if he makes it through the weekend. I think Bruce has had more influence than just about anybody around here. Howard Shaft. General Patterson was in that band. Oh. And let's see, where did I lose it again? Howard Shaft. Elephant Six Collective. Some of you may know who that is. All righty. John Semino, the great fundraisers that went on here for a long time. John played all over Europe with Doug Duffy. The Lightning Bugs. Daniel Gilbert in the Spectras. It's hard to say, man. Jim and Jane Ball. My friend Terry Tugwell, he's not on here, but where is he? Terry threatened me with death if we didn't include this band. The Residents, and there's a question mark next to the Residents. And those of you who know who the Residents are will understand what that means. All right? Nobody knows who they are, but they had a base here. All right, the Houck Family. Did I say it right?
Yes.
I said it right. The Houck Family. All right, Susan, I did it right. Okay. The Houck Family. I skipped somebody. Jim